Hello everyone. Thank you so much to join my live stream. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm really exciting because we're diving into one of the most promising and innovative AI-driven trading project, and we can see that is Hello OlaXBT. And if you are interested in crypto trading and AI agent, automated strategy, or the future of decentralized data, then stay until the end because this project is doing something that truly sets it apart from anything else in the market. Let's go. So you can see. So let's introduction of OlaXBT. So OlaXBT is decentralized trading platform powered by unique combinations of MCP marketplace technology, a hybrid on-chain off-chain architecture, and a financial-centric data layer designed for Web3. And so in simple terms, OLX gives both regular user and professional builder access to an advanced AI ecosystem where trading decisions, signal, and insight that you can see here. So even entire AI agent can be created, monitored, shared, or automated. So AI with transparency and variable on-chain data. So they use reinforcement learning, meaning the AI does not just calculate, it learns and improve over time and continuously optimizing trading strategy based on real-time market conditions. So this is not your typical bot platform or copy trading system. This is a modular AI trading layer but to power the next generation of crypto trading. So OLX with achieve significantly visibility and trust in the market. So that is already listed on KuCoin. So being listed or recognized on many major platforms signals strong credibility and industry support. So you can see support by top VC backers. So and that is like Amber Group. Amber Group, Mindfulness Capital, DWF Labs and Credit Scan and Web3 Labs and Nokia. So these are not small players. These are globally recognized organizations investing in new generation AI and blockchain technology. So the project is also part of highly selective accelerator programs such as NVIDIA 500 Global AppWorks, Google for Startup, HK Lab, and being accepted into this program means OlaXBT is seen as high potential, high impact AI solution. So for this community transaction, the community transaction 1000, 10,000 daily active user, 95,000 agent core NFT holders, and 30,000 Telegram community members, and 3.38 million USDT seed round closed in Q2 2025. So this level of transaction in such a short time shows how quickly the ecosystem is growing. So the core team includes air resources, quant engineer, and blockchain architecture from KuCoin, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, IBM, and hedge fund and parentheses. So this kind of team combination is extremely rare in the crypto space, and that is combining deep traditional finance experiments with cutting edge AI and blockchain engineering. So at the heart of OlaXBT is a decentralized data layer. So macro indicator on-chain metrics while tracking sentiment, analyze and cold influence metrics and market structure signal. So the data is pre-processed and ready to use, which means builder don't need to spend time scraping, cleaning or preparing data. So this is a huge benefit for AI and quant developer. So So user on the other hand can access real-time alpha signal, automated trading vaults, and trend detection and early high potential token discovery, agent mining, and marketplace trading strategy. So thank you so much everyone who already joined with us. Thank you so much. So you can see that is the basic things of the OlaXBT AIO. So you can see, and you can see at this moment market cap, so that is 19.5 million. So that is currently good, and you can see here that so you can see circulating supply, so that is 23,000 to 220 230,000 230 million 215,000 and max supply, so that is around 1 billion. So you can also see that all-time high, so and that is so all-time high, that is 0.204548 and currently trading 0.08543. So you can see here a possible rebound from this level, and you can also see that is bscscan.com, that is the explorer, and you can also see the all of the information. So now let's go to the BTC market analysis. So what are you seeing here? You can see BTC 1 hour chart. Thank you Jayadur Manta Tanbir, thank you so much for joining. So let's see more details. So let's start. So let's go to the more details and talk more about this. Thank you so much everyone for joining. So let's go to the more details and talk. So at a little bit. So let's go to the more details and talk more about this. So let's start. So you can see here. So you can see here that is the BTC 1 hour chart. So you can see here that. So you can see that is the BTC 1 hour chart, and so you can see that BTC, and you can see the charts been doing some wide gymnastic over the last couple of days. If you see this, you can see the overall scenario. So I have been watching these things pretty closely, and honestly there are a lot of going on. So that is possible scenario. So the first thing first, Bitcoin rise right now is hanging around. So that is 87,000 zone. You can see here. And you can see that is around 87,000 zone, and nothing crazy, nothing explosive, but the market definitely not sleeping. If you look at the 1 hour chart, so is what are you seeing here? So which is what I have got up here. So you can see how we had the sharp dip all the way down to around 79,900. So you can see that is the range. So that is the down range, you can see, and that is around 79,900. And then the rebound was actually pretty strong, and that bounce was not weak at all. So clearly buyers were waiting like huge, like hungry wolves down there. So right now price is chopping between 88,300. So let's mark that range. So that is 88,300, 88,300 to 87,000. So that is the zone you can see here. So that is 87,000. So which tells me the market is trying to figure out it is next move, and it is that annoying zone where nobody wants to fully commit, but they also don't want to let the price fall. So basically Bitcoin is in overthinking phase. You know how it is. So let's check the indicator like moving average. So let's check it. So if you check that moving average rebound, you can see here. So what are you seeing here? You can see that MA5, MA10 or MA30. So they're all kidnap tangle. So when MS get twisted like spaghetti, it is usually means the market is in indecision mode. So last time we saw this type of structure, and price don't move immediately, and it actually runs for a bit before it back a direction. So that's the overall scenario for MA, that is moving average. So now we want to check another indicator which is MAC. So let's check it. So if you check that moving average convergence divergence, so you can see here MAC is interesting right now. So because the histogram is slowly shrinking, and the MAC line is still below the signal, but it is crawling upward. That usually the early whispers of momentum returning. So that is not a guarantee, but it is not bearish anymore. So it is more like chill but waking up. So now we want to check another indicator which is KDJ. So let's go back to the KDJ. So you can see here KDJ is bouncing up from the lower area. So you can see here KDJ does love to fake outro. So I am not marrying this indicator, but the upward hook is a sign that bulls are trying to snag back in. So now let's check another indicator which is RSI. So let's check the RSI indicator. So what are you seeing in the RSI? So you can see here that RSI hovering around 50 and literally dead center, and this is textbooks, and we are waiting for a breakout energy, and RSI is basically telling us I will move when the price moves. So now we want to check another indicator which is OBV. So thank you so much for watching my live stream. Thank you so much for watching. So let's check the OBV. So let's check it. So you can see here that OBV shows that volume had been bleeding for a quite while, but we are seeing a little stabilizing curve upward, and again nothing crazy. So but the blending has stopped it. So sometimes that matter more than anything else. So let's talk the scenario. So you can see price dump and bounce hard. So you can see that is the range. So you can see it dump from 92,000 to 79,000 if you see, and then then tied to the range. So let's see. So then it go to this level and then try to here. So then this range. So then here to here, and now currently staying in this range. So you can see, and you can see that bull defended 80,000 zone. So you can, sorry for that. So you can see that is the zone. And you can also see that. So let's mark that zone. So that is bull defended that 80,000 zone, and you can see bears are not pushing as aggressively anymore. So market is waiting for fresh liquidity coming. So and this kind of setup often happens before a breakout move. So could be up, could be down, but market rarely stays this quiet for long. So let's talk about bullish scenario. So if boot can, so if you see that BTC can push cleanly above that 88,300. So that is 88,300 zone. So if you see this zone, so if you see that, so that is the resistance, little resistance. So resistance at 88,300, 88,300. So if you see that cleanly above that 88,000, so that is a little resistance bubble. And also we have got, especially with good volume, so we might see a move toward to 89,200 to 9,000. So that is possible. So that is 89,200. So then next we target. So you can see, so move toward, so if you see that the scenario, so that is move toward 89,200. So that is 89,200. And then we can also possibly to see, so and that is around 90,000 is possible. So that is testing zone 90,000, testing zone, so that is possible to 90,000. So let's mark that level. So that is 90,000 is possible. So you can see that 90,000 is possible. So you can see that is 89,200 to 90,000, and that is testing that upper zone from earlier. And once 90,000 start getting booked, people FOMO. We all know how Bitcoin behaves when it touches round number. It is like magnet for emotion. So if you see that good volume, so you can go for more. So let's talk about the bearish scenario. So if Bitcoin loses the 87,000 area and cannot hold the structure, and then the next support zone I'm watching is around, so that is around 85,000. So that is around 85,000. So if we see from here to here, so from this level to here, so if we see this zone and let's mark it, so that is around 85,000. So if we see this, so then the bigger one is around 82,000 to 83,000. So let's mark that zone. We can possibly then from here to here, so that is 82,000. So that is possible to, so then we can see that possible to 82,000 to 83,000. So let's mark that 83,000 zone also, mark for better visual. So you can see that the zone, so that is 83,000 zone. So that is the zone 83,000 to 82,000. So that is possible from the bearish scenario. So this is where BTC just goes sideways and irritates everybody. So boring but necessary, because it builds pressure and pressure leads to big move, and sideways is open clamp before the storm. So I am gonna keep it real. Bitcoin looks like it wants to try another push upward, but the market has not give it in the energy yet. And usually when we see this squeeze and hesitation behavior, the breakout tends to land toward the direction of the most recent strong momentum, which in the case was upward that bounced from 79,000. So personally, I am leaning slightly bullish short-term recovery, but I am also respecting the resistance above, because that's where the rejection happens last time. So you can see here, this is, so this is not moon call, just reading hearts on the chart. So if Bitcoin gets back above those moving average with strong volume, so you should always see volume for volume. So if we see that strong volume, and I think the market leg could be pretty nice. If it fails, we are revisiting lower support zone, either way something big is cooking. So you can see that overall scenario. So thank you so much everyone who watching my live stream. Thank you so much. So now, so let's check it. So let's check another coin. So that is the Ethereum. So let's check it. So you can see. So let's check the current price action. So you can see right now Ethereum is chilling around 2945, give or take a couple dollars depending on when you are looking up, almost 1% on the day, and nothing explosive, nothing boring either, just enough to say hey, I'm alive. So you can see this is the market cap of Ethereum. So now let's go to the chart Ethereum. So you can see here this is my previous strategy. So now let's check more. So you can see that around 2986. So that is the price. So that is the high price. So let's mark it. So that is the 24-hour high. So and this high is around. So that is 2800, 2900, 2986. So that is the last 24-hour high and low was. So that is 2855. So that is 2855. So let's mark that zone. So let's check it. So let's check it the high price. So that is the 24-hour high. So 24-hour high. So you can see this. And so for better visual, so you can see this is Ethereum on our chart. You can see that is Ethereum on our chart, and you can see that is the level of 24-hour high. So now let's mark that 24-hour low. So let's mark that 24-hour low. So that is the 24-hour low, and that is around 2855, and that is the 24-hour low. So we have got a decent 130 range of the day. That's enough movement for scalper to feast on. So okay, look at this whole structure. You can clearly see the market deep down to around 2621. So if you see, that is the recent low. So you can see here the recent low, and this recent low is around. So that recent low is around 2621. And then bank strong rebound. So let's mark that the rebound path. So you can see from here to here, we can see. Then we go to the dish portion, then go to the hair. So that is the scenario we can see. So now hits that area, so it is possible to hit that. So you can see here is strong rebound, and you can also see that no hesitation when you see price jump into support like this zone. So you know buyers are waiting, they are with backs ready. So from the bottom, Ethereum has climbing in a pretty healthy staircase pattern, high low, tighter price action, and now we are inching toward that 3000 zone again. But the question is Ethereum ready to push through, or are we about to get slapped by resistance again? So let's check the indicator because they have actually been taking away. So for these reasons we want to check indicator. So let's check the indicator. So let's check the indicator like MAC. So that is the moving average convergence divergence. So you can see the short term AMS curling upward, and so firstly we check that moving average ribbon. So let's check that. You can see here that moving average ribbon. So you can see that MA5 and MA10 are sitting around 2910. So you can see that is the zone to 2920. So you can also see 2902, and price is above them. That's good, that bullish energy. And now the MA30 you can see is still below price, which is also supportive when all the MS start pointing upward together. So that's usually Ethereum saying you I'm warming up. But they're still kinda close to each other, which means momentum is still building, not fully unleashed yet. So now let's check another indicator. So let's check it. So let's check another indicator, which is MAC. So you can see MAC. Okay, this is the interesting part. So we have finally got the MAC line curling back above the zero line, and the histogram bars are light green, tiny but positive. That usually means momentum is slowly flipping bullish, but definitely not bearish anymore. So the MAC and signal lines are widening a bit. That usually hints a possible upcoming push. So momentum is coming back, not full best mode yet. So now I want to check another indicator, which is KDJ. So let's check it, the KDJ indicator. So you can see that KDJ and KDJ look like it is just spot upward, and you can see so the K is around 70, and that is around 70. Now exact value is around 69, and J is above 90, and this tells me the market is hitting up fast, but KDJ also tends to break out and overreact. So I don't use it alone, and it's more like a hype meter, and right now the hype meter is saying Ethereum wants to move. So now let's check that another indicator, who is RSI. So what are we seeing in the RSI? So RSI is around mid 16, creeping upward. That exactly where Ethereum sits when it is preparing for a breakout, but has not overstretched yet. So if RSI crosses above 70, that's when it was for pullback. But right now it is in that suite. I still have juice zone. So now we want to check another indicator, and that is the unbalanced volume. So what are you seeing in the unbalanced volume? So that means is volume pressure. So OBB has finally stopped blending, and this is huge. And when OBB stabilize and start curling upward like what we are seeing now, so it means smart money is slowly accumulating, not apping, not panic buying, and that is also accumulating. So that's usually the early stage before volume rush in. So honestly, Ethereum looks healthier than it did all week. So it shook out weak hands around that 26,200. So you can see that is the range. So let's mark that zone. So that is 26,200 zone, and bounce hard, and now it is working. It is way back up to the ladder. So our overall vibe, we can say that Ethereum is not weak, Ethereum is not bearish. So Ethereum looks like it is warming up for another attempt at that 3000. So but got a talk scenario, Ethereum can be little dramatic sometimes. So let's talk about the possible scenario. So if Ethereum pushes above 2986, so let's mark that zone again. So that is it pushes this zone 2986. So with solid volume, and the next target is easily, so that is easily 3000 is possible. So we go for, so that is possible through 3000 zone. So I'll think about buying, and next target should be around, so that is around 3100 is possible. So from this level, so that is still possible. So that is, so that is my next target 3100, and that is next target is 3200. So that is, so you can see here. So that is 3200. So that is the zone possible. So that is 3002, 3100, then possible to 3100 to 3200. So above 3000 Ethereum can run pretty quickly. So if Ethereum fails at this current level and loses the MA5 and MA10 supports, we could see a dip back to the mid 2000s 800, and that is 2800. So that is the range. So that is the zone 2800. And the important thing here is, does Ethereum hold above 2800 true? If yes, it is just healthy correction with risk sliding back into the another territory, so that is around 2700. So that should be around 2700 territory. So you can see 2800 to 2700 scenario. So there is still another scenario. So Ethereum might just stay in this boring consolidation zone, and that is around 2900 to 3000. And usually when it goes this, it's preparing for a bigger move, and this is where people get impatient, exit, and then Ethereum pops without them. Don't be one of those people. So I am leaning slightly bullish for Ethereum as long as it stays above 2900. So Ethereum has showing stance, volume is stabilizing, and momentum indicators are slowly turning greens. And if BTC behaves, Ethereum could easily revisit and break above 3000 in the next move. So if BTC squeeze, Ethereum will catch a cold. You know how it gets. And that's for today. And so let's talk about last scenario. So yeah guys, this is the full breakdown on Ethereum, and price is whacking up, indicator are warming up, volume is stabilizing, and Ethereum is definitely preparing for something. So that could be breakout, could be fake out, but the chart is telling us loud and clear Ethereum is not down. So if you are enjoying the analyst, hit that follow button and subscribe button in my YouTube channel, and follow button in my Twitter account, and drop your question. Let me know which tokens you want to break down next. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, bro. That's for today.